What's up guys, Cinebench here. In today's video, I decided to make benchmark again. This time, we already tried the GPU benchmark with the Heaven benchmark, and if you didn't check that out, you can check it out from the playlist, which is like the end of the video, and in the playlist tab and in the description as well. You can find like in 3 places or maybe 4. Anyway, before going to the video, this is going to be I think a little bit long video because of I make sure to put the benchmark duration instead of not making it shorter, because I want you guys to know how long does it take realistically with the video as well. You can just find out how long does it take to render. Anyway, other than that, if you find the videos helpful, obviously hit the like and subscribe button guys, and comment down below the video if you have anything to say. And yeah, other than that, thank you guys for subscribing and supporting the channel as well while doing that. Yeah, now let's roll on with the video. Okay, so yeah, here we are with the video guys. I made a Cinebench R23 CPU benchmark test with Lenovo Legion 5 Pro, and this time we are just only making the single core CPU test for this video, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna take a little bit time to do, because it's like a single core test and it's going to be a full duration. Now the things to be considered, know before before starting the video, I didn't boost any, I didn't overclock the CPU, I didn't undervolt or anything. It is just like the stock settings that I came with, stock RAM, like everything stock, other than I made a BIOS GPU overclock, but that doesn't affect the CPU anyway with this test, obviously. And I did NVIDIA GPU boost, but as I said, that's not gonna do anything with this test, because it's like a CPU related test. And yes, now let's start with the video. And I make sure that the sound was also in the recording, but the thing is, there are some other sounds coming from outside. It is normal, because obviously I'm in a location where you can say dormitory anyway, yeah, now I'm gonna start with the single core, and it's gonna take a little bit time, I guess. I hope you guys can see the video right now clearly. If not, I'm obviously gonna help you what's the duration. And now the idea is, with the single core, there is one box that is trying to complete that entire screen, and it's gonna take a little bit time, I guess, but it is fine. We are just gonna see how long it is take for the test to complete, and what will be our score. And yeah, now we are already seeing Threadrippers and Intel Xeon, and I think those are the desktop CPUs. And yeah, most of them are it seems like they are, yeah, desktop CPUs, because I rarely seen any let's say K CPU laptop. They are very rare, but usually if even they're rare, it doesn't matter that they don't exist. They're still there. And anyway, someone eating something in the background, just don't ignore that guy. It is normal. As I said, this is I'm not living alone, obviously. It is normal to hear those sounds. And yeah, you can see how long does it take to complete the box. And by the way, for the specs, the laptop has AMD Ryzen 5800H, which is 8-core CPU with base clock of 3.2 gigahertz, and it can go up to 4.4 gigahertz, which is decent CPU. With 8 cores, it is still doing fine, and it's already says in the core section. I don't know why I'm saying, but maybe some people don't check there. Maybe it is blurry, I don't know. I think that helps. And it has 16 threads, which is kind of okay. It is a very good CPU for workloads. I think for the gaming it's still decent as well. And yeah, it is this is only the part 1. There is also in the rendering part 2. And what I'm gonna do, as I said, I'm gonna make a part 1 single core test, and there will be a multi-core test in another video, because I don't want to do them at the same time. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take more than 30 minutes, which is my goal for this video, to at least be under 30 minutes, but I don't know if it's gonna take longer than that. We will see how long does it take for single core test in this one, and in the next video obviously I'm gonna check the multi-core test so we can see how quick it's gonna be completing. But obviously in this CPU, what I'm expecting, single core gonna take longer time, because like AMD usually focuses on the multi-core performance, while the Intel getting like high single core value, like I think usually, okay, yeah, I'm also forgot to increase the brightness. Right now it's like much brighter, I guess, but it doesn't matter. You guys can still see fine. Like we didn't like I make sure next time that the brightness is in 500 nits, so we can just see from the beginning much clearly instead of in the middle of video much clearly, you know. And yes, it is still circulating the blocks, like the cubes. While it is doing that, let me just drink some water. Sorry guys, I'm like getting thirsty. It is normal, obviously, like I'm trying to speak. Most of the time my throat is getting dry. Oh my goodness. And yeah, you guys also can comment down below video about your scores with your system. Let's say like I don't know which device you have for laptops, but you can just let me know if you have, let's say, Ryzen 5600, and maybe if you have Intel 11 like 11 gen like 11800H or 11400H maybe, and you can just show me what scores do you get with the single core and multi-core. Like that will help me to see like how much difference in the CPUs it has. And from what I see from the Jarrod's tech video, you can just check his channel as well. I see in his test he reached like 1435 in single core, and I feel like I'm gonna get like similar to that, but I'm not still pretty sure how much I'm gonna get, because as I said, I didn't use any background task while making the test. As you guys can see, I used the phone camera to not use any let's say background apps to force CPU, you know, like let's say if you work the CPU out in the background, it usually feels tired, and maybe like 10 to 15% performance is lower than, because if you're recording with the CPU as well, it's gonna take that performance while recording, just like right now I'm doing. So that's why I'm using this method, and yeah, that's why the quality is sometimes differs, but it doesn't matter. We are still checking like how much performance, like with let's say with the maximum it gets, because right now my laptop is also in the performance mode, and the battery mode is also in performance mode as well, because I want to see the highest performance possible with the CPU. And yeah, and as I said, like I'm not really expecting a huge number with the CPU boost, like with the single core, but with the multi-core I think the expectancy of the performance will be higher, because usually the AMD is the one that like be good with the higher clocks in the multi-core instead of the single, like not higher clocks, higher points with the multi-core instead of the single core. It is what it is, just yeah. And okay, yeah, it is still rendering. It's like a very slow process, and yeah, I wish that I can see the temperatures, because some people I seen like using hardware info and like task manager to see other stuff, but at the time I was doing that, as I said, I don't want any apps to be running in the background, so I can see maximum performance while I'm doing the test, obviously. And yeah, okay, yeah, our operating system, by the way, Windows 10. I didn't upgrade to the Windows 11. I know there is like an update is in my update list, but I don't want to do it just now, because I know there are like some bugs still that is like annoying some people in the Reddit section. I found them a lot, and I want to make sure that till if I can use the Windows 11 with no issues, then I can just go maybe 3 months or maybe 1 year later, maybe I can go to Windows 11 to see it stable, you know. But yeah, I'm still right now fine with Windows 10. I hope like they don't do the same thing with just they did with the Windows 7. They don't just erase Windows 10 support, because it is like really good system. Like it is like going for a while now, that's why it is doing fine. I'm not really seeing any reason to jump into Windows 11. Like let's say if they are gonna design a game or other stuff that's gonna let's say force me to install Windows 11. Other than that, I don't really think I'm gonna do it right now. Like I'm not into a situation like I need to have the latest system, I need to have the latest thing. Like other than updating my GPU drivers, and other than that, yeah, I don't really think like I will need to do that. And yeah, by the way, guys, I realized once I updated to the NVIDIA, I think 512, my screen got blacked out. But I know this is not really related on that. But I don't know if you guys are gonna have the same thing with your device. Just comment down below. I recommend you guys to wait till another update comes before like 512, because as I said, my screen got blacked out, and I need to use another monitor to re-roll back to 496, like the NVIDIA driver, to prevent that issue to not happen in my system, because that's quite annoying. Like let's say you are trying to do your thing, and once you update your drive and everything got blacked out, I guess you can also like fix it with rebooting your laptop. But I don't really recommend that if you have like precious devices, like precious things inside, let's say like like folders that you, if you erase, you can not retrieve it back. That's why I made sure to use a monitor to like recover those things. Okay, yeah, it seems like we are in the second line, but it is still not showing our score. But I'm pretty sure like we are like up in like 1382, which is like 11th gen Intel Core i7 1165 G7, which is like I think Ultrabook CPU, or I don't know, like it is upper than that, which is good. It is also much better than Intel i9 9880H CPU. I think that's also like unlocked, because, or no, it's not K, sorry. Usually the K ones is the unlocked ones. Okay, we are also, our CPU is also better than a desktop Threadripper, which is also great. I don't know, is that like the latest one? No, I don't think. But it has 32 cores. Wow. Yeah, you see in the corner it's like it says C and there's like a T. Like C is basically cores and the T is basically tensors, which is like no, not tensors, threads. I'm sorry, like threads. It's just like virtual stuff. And yeah, we are actually better than like a desktop CPU right now, which is really good. And usually Xeon stuff is basically Intel Xeons are in the which ones I forgot. Yeah, they are usually on the desktops. They are like really premium CPUs. Like they were premium CPUs. I don't know if they are still existing, but it seems like, yeah. Okay, yeah, someone is entered the room. It is really funny, like right while recording it is like happening. And yeah, for some reason 4-core 8-thread like a Ultrabook CPU is actually, wait, what? Yeah, they actually look similar. Like they have 11th gen 65 G7, but for some reason 4-core is better than mine. I think it is not a laptop CPU. Even if it is laptop CPU, like that's like a very high single core performance there. I'm so confused, like, because usually, well, not all the time, not it is not really dependent on how many core numbers you have. That's the best, because obviously like 32 cores is worse than our system. That means like for rendering at least. Okay, yeah, it is very strange. Like it is very strange to see that. And like right now our rendering is in the second stage. And yeah, usually if I did the multi-core right now, I think what happens, it's gonna use both of the squares, like multiple squares instead of one square. So yeah, usually Intel systems are much better using that, and I feel like it is normal to 11th gen to have higher scores because it is like a newer system. And yeah, I think 5800H is like equivalent of the 10th generation to like maybe a little bit higher than 10th generation, but not really 11th generation. 11th generation is actually, I think, either 3 months or 5 months newer than like AMD's model, I think. Like, I'm not really precise about that, but I think that is the truth, because that makes sense. Obviously, the newer systems usually the better ones, but it doesn't really. That's not the case for all the time. It is just let's say they are making like a $4,500 device, and you are also getting like that device in 2020, and if you like go to next year and they are gonna make same amount of cost, but the CPU is newer generation, so that obviously gonna makes like sense to have better performance. Usually they fix after they do the older one, because they realize their mistakes and they do the new one. Sometimes it won't work as the way they planned, but sometimes it works really well, because like this CPU, I remember from AMD's like 3700 series, like 3705H, like that's also laptop CPU as well. Like that is not really good CPU, like that was so weak. But then they jump into 4800H, that was really good, and then the magnificent 5800H appeared, and now I guess there will be 6800H. Now I don't know the situation with that. They are saying like the CPU going to be really efficient, but I don't really know how efficient it's going to be, and I don't know how it's gonna affect the performance, because Tiger Lake 11800H is, I think, much better clock speed, but once it comes to 45 watt limit, like AMD is still superior. This CPU is still superior, but when it comes to games, Tiger Lake is much better, I guess, because it also has like 24 thread, like, which is like, this one is 16, and obviously the 12th generation is with the Intel like much superior. Like if you let's say buy a device with 12th generation and it has like RTX 3060, I guess that's like at least like from this device it will be much better, but I think the cost will be much higher as well, because like a new device, like if you are lucky, I guess you can also go for that device, because like it is upgraded device and you are not really losing anything, like other than, I guess, heating, because those devices can reach like 100 degrees very easily. But they are saying it is normal. For me, I would definitely worry about if my laptop going to be like a frying frying eggs on top of it, or the keyboard is so hot that I can't even touch anymore. That's going to be annoy me. But I don't know if like for them 100 degrees is good. Well, I don't know. If let's say if I use for 3 hours and 100 degrees, and if it is not gonna hurt my motherboard, then I guess it's fine. But if it's gonna hurt my motherboard, then I want my refund, like because they promised, and if it's not gonna meet with their requirements, promises, like you always have right to ask for your refunds and that stuff. And yeah, oh my god, it's taking way so longer than usual. Yeah, it's like very long test, and it seems like, yeah, we are about to reach to the finals, hopefully. Yeah. And guys, by the way, for this application, if you want to install, you can just type Cinebench R23, and in the website, like, you can download it free without, like, it's not really cost any money. It is just in the website. You can just free download and just install not actually, no, you don't need to actually install. Like, it's in the zip folder. Once you unpack the zip, like, you can just click and it's gonna open, and you can just make the test in the top corner. It says like start, and you can just, once you click start, this is what's gonna happen. Like, this is what you're probably gonna see. And yeah, okay, let me see. Yeah, it is still going on. I think we still have more ways to talk, you know, like more time to talk. I need to drink some water, actually. You know what? Yeah, let me drink some water. Okay. Yeah, it's about to end, actually. Yeah, we are about to finish. By the way, once it comes to the corners, it's like going much faster than once it does the middle, actually. Okay, yeah, it is going higher. Come on, you're about to finish. Do it faster, yes. And yeah, once this test done, it's gonna complete its process, and we are gonna see how much score we are gonna get. I guess in 3, 2, and 1, and yeah, there we go. Yeah, and we actually get 1,400 points, which is let me pause in here 1 second. Yeah, we actually reach 1,400 points in Jared's tech video. Once he showed this laptop, he reached like 1,435. Yeah, which is like minus 35 there, but this is fine. Like, every CPUs have different like clock rates, so it is normal. Like, the clock rates are, like, let's say ones have like 3.2, ones have like 3.25, like, let's say 2.5. Like, instead of like having that 0 in there, it's like extra like minimum clock number. Maybe that's affecting that. I don't know. Like, it's like a very small thing to worry about. It is fine. We still like reaching good single core, I guess. Like, I don't even know if this number is good, but at least I'm using, like, you know, Photoshop and other programs, and I don't really see any issues with that. So yeah, that's for me really good score. And yeah, I'm seeing like everything much detailed. Yeah, we are actually like below to 11th gen i7 like I guess that's also Tiger Lake, maybe 1165 G7, and I don't know, but we are actually like below 4 core 8 thread system, and it's reaching like 281 gigahertz. I guess that's like normal. Yeah, that was really interesting. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Yeah, now once the test done, let me go to, I guess, yeah, it's gonna finish now. Okay, yep, it's gonna finish now. Let me go to big screen. So yeah, guys, that was the video. Now you guys can check like when it started, when it's ended from the like time like video, and yeah, that's what I wanted to show. I hope like you guys didn't bored while I talking in the benchmark. And other than that, like, I'm gonna end the video now. Hit the like and subscribe button, guys, and comment down below the video if you have anything to say. And yeah, hopefully see you guys later in another video, and bye, guys. See you.